Welcome to the FGTN show, Fishing Gear and Tech News. I'm your host, Alex Tim, and this week is absolutely packed. If we didn't think last week with Thanksgiving and Black Friday was packed, this week is packed. We've got the big cyber week happening right now. It's in flight, and the ice fishing deals are live right now, and they are ending soon. So if you are looking for a deal without going to one of these ice shows, you need to do it literally in the next couple of hours. Otherwise, some of the deals drop off. And then after that, there are some that will last through the week. But every day I'm updating the list and it's getting shorter. So hit that link down below. It's in the description. I'll have it as a pinned comment when the stream's over. Otherwise, you can scan the QR code right here on the screen to check out that list. Plus, a full preview of what's coming up at the St. Paul Ice Show. It starts this Friday and it goes through Sunday. If you're watching live, drop down in the chat what ice gear that you're hoping to score this week, because it's essentially this week if you want the best deals. Like when this week is over, unless you live in one of these areas that has a random ice show still coming up, which we're going to talk about at the end of the stream, then maybe you'll get a good deal. Otherwise, it's honestly like this is crunch week, and then it's just finding the scraps after. So if you're in the live, drop down, let me know. And then if you're on the replay squad, comment the number one deal that you're chasing right now before the ice season starts. All right, let's get me off the screen here. So we're going to go through exactly that. So first things first, again, you can get to this list, link down below. You can go to at.fish/BF2025. Otherwise, you can go to anglerbuild.com, click on Black Friday 2025 deals, and it'll pull you to this website. This is Angler Built website I'm building, and then you can go here. So what do we got? I'm still updating. A lot of the deals are dropping off. So a couple of things that I'm going to call out, we're going to scroll through it. It's not nearly as long as it was on Black Friday, but I do retain all of the lists from the Black Friday. So I have the Black Friday list, believe it or not, from the last 4 years, because one thing that I like to do is kind of compare what were the deals we had this year versus last year versus the year before to see, are these really that good of a deal? And I will say we got some deals this year that were just as good as last year, not any that I could find that were cheaper than last year. And then there were some that were like that 10 to 15, 20% more than last year. So on par to a little bit higher than last year is what we've seen so far. So if you can find a deal here, it is a good one. First thing on the list here, Acme Tools. If you've never heard of them, highly reputable. It's a big tool company. In fact, I'm going to click on it. We're going to go to it. Acme Tools has a bunch of tools that they sell, but they also sell a ton of ice fishing stuff. So they've got a deal going right now, which literally ends at midnight central. It's 10% off of whatever the current sale price is of everything that's in the ice fishing category, which there's 145 things in here. It ends at 11:59 CT. So that's 2 hours from now. So if you're on the live or you're watching this after, scan that QR code if you want to go get anything and grab these deals. But what you'll do is you'll use Ice 10 and checkout. So we're not going to go through everything here, but I'm going to show you some of the deals that are in here. You've got like the rod lockers. These are regular price, and then you get 10% off at checkout if you put Ice 10 in there. But if you look for, I'm showing you how to scan this list really quickly, because if you just want something for 10% off, search in the search bar, find it, throw it in the cart. As long as it's technically in the ice category, it will work. But if you want to look for the deals that stack, look for the red price point, like this one. It's red versus the gray, technically, is what this is. $259.99. This is the Pistol Bit 2.0 10-inch, down from $288.99 to $259.99. Plus, you'll get an additional 10% off in the cart as well. Other ones that we've got sitting on sale right now are the 6-inch, down to $144 plus 10% off. And they've got a bunch more. The Eskimo Hitch Universal Sled, 55 down from 80. And you get an additional 10% off. So this gets down to under $50. And they got a ton of them too. So you just got to kind of click through the pages here and see what else is on sale. I know they had some other things in here on sale too, but of course, 10% off is a pretty dang good deal all by itself. So let's flip back out of here because I don't want to drain this list all night. That's not what this is all about, because we got to talk St. Pauli showing upcoming events as well. Amazon still has some ice fishing deals going on. Click the link, go check it out. Their Cyber Monday deals are technically over. Their Black Friday deals are technically over on Amazon. But what they have that I've recently found is they have an ice fishing category page, and I've got it so it's filtered down to deals only. So these are only the items that are on sale. Let me see if I can't pull it up here. I need to make sure that I get signed out of this account, though. All right. Let me pull it up here. So if you click on the link, what will pull up is this puppy right here. So this is an ice fishing category page of over 20,000 results. And the deals, you'll see this is only deals in here. I don't know why these ones are in here. Oh, these must be sponsored. But you'll see almost everything in here is a deal. $114.99 down from $129.99, $79.99 down from $89.99, $5.99 down from $6.99. It looks like some of these must be sponsored posts because they got snuck in here as well. $23.99 down from $39. Most of the items in here are on sale, or they've got a coupon with them. So go through this link. You can tell it's a super long URL. Go through this link if you want to go and see what is on sale on Amazon. That is what that link is there. So if you want to go check it out, it is not technically Cyber Monday deals because they are over. Some of the products that are still on sale that I use nonstop, I put linked here so that way you can check it out as well. Amped Outdoors does still have their deal page going right now. So if you want tungsten jigs, these are like the best prices that you're going to find on tungsten jigs. You can get 30 tungsten jigs, which you can see you get 10 to the 3 millimeter, 10 to the 4 millimeter, 10 to the 5 millimeter. So 30 tungsten jigs plus a case for $39.99. Plus, if you use the link that I just clicked on, you add it to the cart, you get an extra 10% off. So this brings it down to $36 for 30 tungsten jigs and a case. Pretty dang good deal. They've also got 30 jigs in a large case. They've got some batteries in here. They got a bunch of stuff in here. So if you want to go check out Amped, you can go check that out. I've got listed some of their more popular batteries that people use as well. Aquaview still has some deals. These are through Dakota Angler. They still have these on sale. So if you want one of these, you can get it. Blackfish still has these deals going. They just must have a ton of the full zip Zenith and then the Gale soft shell pullover because they're still on sale. Bubba Blade's still running the 20% off. I believe that's going through the week. Busby, I believe it's going through the week as well. They've got Cyber Monday 2025 code that you can use if you want Busby. This is the best deal that I've ever seen. I've never seen it 30% off before. I've seen it 20% or 25%, but never 30. So this is a good deal. I tested it this morning and it was working. I didn't test it this afternoon. Some places discontinued deals from this morning, so go check it out if you're interested. Otherwise, they do have a 20% backup one that was working this morning too. Check either one. Obviously, 30% is better for you. Catch Covers running their deals through the 8th, I think it said. Through the weekend. The clam deals have dropped significantly as well in terms of the quantity, because on their website, Clam had some Cyber Week and Black Friday deals that dropped off as well. They've stopped their online sale deals where they had free shipping on everything, and they had that sale. If you put sale promo code in your cart, anything in that sale category was an extra 25% off. That has ended. We've also got a ton of different things in here from other retailers, though. So if you're still looking for a flip over from Clam, if you're looking for a Hub House, they've got those. They've got quite a bit of the ice armor stuff, both for men, kids, youth, and women as well. The women's ice armor is down here as well. And then I think honestly the best deal in like that they've got going right now, because these are like almost half off right now, are the X100s. I don't know if they just had a ton of inventory or if they just have that MSRP crazy high so they can make it look like it's a really good deal. I don't know. I love this flip over myself. It's the one man that I use, but they've got a few of them on some pretty good deals right now if you're interested. Cold Snap still running their deal. Deep Freeze. Deep Freeze is the blue tips, like the tip up tips. If you want those, you can get them from Deep Freeze, 10% off through Turkey 10 right now. Pretty good deal. And I've had quite a few people reach out and say, is there any clothing deals for women? Because a lot of places aren't doing them. Well, guess what? DSG Outerwear is. They've got 20% off site-wide right now using code CYBERWEEK through the end of this week. And you can see, in addition to the 20% off, if you spend over $99, you get a free ponytail cap. Over 200, you get a free Brenna 2.0. And then over 400, you get the free heated sock. Use the link. It'll get you right to the website, and you can go ahead and do that. They've got a ton of things. DSG Outerwear is primarily a women's apparel for fishing and ice fishing. Eagle Claw rod case, same deal here that we saw on Black Friday. Eskimo, short list for them as well. Biggest things is the E40 pricing is somewhat competitive. It's not great pricing, but it's not high. They're not at MSRP yet. These are still below your normal regular price on them. So they're still technically a deal if you are looking to pick anything up. What I tried to do is anything that you see on this list is below retail price. If it's on this list, it is on sale. If anything's missing, feel free to reach out, let me know, and I can get it added in there. But this list will continue to get shorter. I expect tomorrow this to be even half as big as it is right now because deals are ending left and right. Eurotackle is still running their 20% off site-wide, which is great. Flame King has 25% off site-wide. So if you're looking for 1 pound refillables, if you're looking for their 5, 10, 20 pound tanks, if you're looking for anything from Flame King, you likely will find the best deal. If you just use this top link here, it goes right to Flame King's website, and you can check out all the deals that they have. I have some of the more popular items listed here. Frostbite also has their deals going right now. I'll click on it so you can see it's 10 to 35% off, depending on the category of item that you get. So they've got 30 to 35% off rod bundles, 20% off plastics, and 10% off rods, reels, line, jigs, lures, clothing, and accessories. Discounts are applied at checkout, and then you can kind of click through and go from there. So that is what Fish Frostbite has going on right now. Garmin, a lot of the best deals have sold out, but there's still some good ones. So if you're in the market for a Garmin setup, you can still get a pretty dang good deal. What I would do is I would actually skip this section here, and I would go all the way down to the bottom of the list. And I would look at either the pre-built bundles. If you want to get live scope and you want to get into it with a 9-inch screen, $2,700. This is the best bundle deal pre-built that they got right now. If you're willing to buy a couple of the components from other places, put them together and throw them all together yourself, then you can, for $39 more, you can get, is it the same thing? Nope. Yep. So right now the 9-inch pre-built bundle is still a better deal. The 10-inch though, this is the Ultra 2, $3,270 if you just want to buy one and be done with it. In terms of the whole bundle and everything that you can see here comes together. Otherwise, you can get it for $31.93, which is, what is that, like $75 less, and you can build it yourself with essentially the same things as well. So you've got pre-built bundles, build your own bundles, several of them that I've put together based off the best deals. And then if you're looking to get into Garmin and you just want to use it as a flasher this year, here's some options, and then you can just add live scope when you want to in the future. So I would do that instead of going through the Garmin stuff. A couple things to call out here. The Garmin Live Scope Plus is still on sale for $1,400. This is a really good deal. This is normally was it $400 more usually, $17.99, $1,800. So this is $400 off. The thing that's interesting is you'll see Humminbird down here, or what I was going to say is the LiveScope Plus ice fishing specific one was $1,400 as well through one retailer. That has been sold out. So now it's just the open water version of LiveScope Plus. Same, it works for ice fishing the same. It's actually the one that I use for ice fishing. It's just the one with the more flexible cord is currently sold out on the $1,400 price point. What is interesting is Humminbird had their Mega Live 2 on sale, and they had their Explore 9, 10, 12 units on sale as well. They're not on sale anymore. They ended it. Garmin, as you can see up here, again, the only things I have on this list are things that are below the regular retail price. They're still running all their deals. Again, I think they're running them to the end of the month, for sure until Christmas. I shouldn't say for sure. I haven't seen a published date, but everything that I'm looking at is leaning me to believe their deals on all this Garmin stuff is going to run up until that week of Christmas. So you got a little bit of time. If you are a Cabela's card holder, go ahead and try to find which ones of these are through Cabela's. And Mondays are a pretty good day because you can use this. I think it's CMM Save 10 or CMM Save 15, and you can get an extra 10% off as well. So keep that in mind. That would be a week from yesterday. That's a long time to wait. It's a gamble if they're going to have it in stock. But if you are a credit card holder of Cabela's, so you're in their membership, you can next Monday potentially save more money too. But Humminbird, I thought was interesting that they stopped a lot of their deals. Like everything's back up to MSRP other than this one Helix 10. And this one is half off, but it's a clearance item. So once it sells out, it's gone. Ion, so the Alpha Plus composite auger, there is a 10% off coupon code through one of the retailers right now. I forget which retailer it is. It's Reed's. They've got VIP deal or VIP 2025 you can throw in the cart, and it gets you 10% off. So it gets down to $540 or $585, depending on the Alpha Plus that you want, which is the best deal I've been able to find online on these right now. Jawjacker, you've got $48. So that's 20%, 20 or 25%. I think it's 20% off right now. And then Jiffy has their stuff still for sale. They were giving away with the base camp. They were giving away a sled shed when you purchased it. And then the Model 60 Ice Auger, they were giving away an extra battery. Those deals ended yesterday. And so now they're 19.5% off, still below MSRP. They're about 20% off. It is 19.5%. So I've got the link here to the website if you want to go check it out. I'll pop it up just because it's a pretty cool looking website. So here's all the products. Everything's 19.5% off on the website in case you want to pick it up, and you can get it shipped to you from there. And this is the best price that you're probably going to find on this stuff. Once this ends, which it is slated to end, if I click on one of these, you'll see it ends on December 12th. So after December 12th, because Jiffy is only selling all of their new stuff this year through their website, once this deal ends, it's done. You're not going to probably be able to get a deal. Maybe around Christmas they'll throw another deal out, but I doubt it's going to be anywhere near this good of a deal. So if you're looking to get it, might be worth picking up sooner than later. K-Drill had a ton of deals this year. They blew a bunch of them out. There are still some left if you want to pick some up. Decent deals below MSRP. If you need replacement blades, still $20, and this is directly through K-Drill. The Eagle Eye 9 is still a killer deal right now on sale for $800. It is the screen and the transducer, and you'll still need a shuttle and a pole and a battery. So make sure that you budget those in as well. I like the HD Innovations, but that does add a little bit of money. I think right now you're adding $190 for the HD Innovation shuttle. You're adding $160 for the ice pole. And then you can get away with like a 15 amp hour battery, I think right now for like $109. So it's adding up quite a bit to it. But you can find some cheaper options out there as well. Maybe I'll do a build for the Eagle Eye 9. That's a more budget friendly version. But The way that I would look at the Eagle Eye 9, and like you can literally buy a Gens box for $30, pop it on there. You can literally mount it on there. There's no black box, so you could mount it on there, and you could use PVC pipe for the pole. Granted, I wouldn't do that, but you could. You could get away with some PVC pipe, a Gens box for $30, and go pick up a $20 lead acid battery, have a couple of them, and swap them out. So there are cheaper ways to do it as well. So you could still get under $1,000 for this setup, which is pretty great. But this is good. I like it. Again, narrow cone, but it is forward-facing sonar. To me, I would say the people that want forward-facing sonar but are interested in a cone angle, like what you get out of a flasher, this is basically a live flasher, if you will. Plus, you have the scanning capability. All right, Markham has a couple deals going right now. They've got a cheap battery, and then they've got their Roamer lithium shuttle kit. In fact, with this, no, the case isn't going to be big enough. I was going to say, could you use this for your Eagle Eye? But the 9-inch screen, I don't think will fit in here. No, it's not wide enough to fit the 9-inch screen. So never mind. All right, Mr. Heater. They've got the Big Buddy Pro is actually the same price or cheaper than the Big Buddy right now. So go with the Big Buddy Pro. This is on sale for $120. Portable Buddy is on sale right now for $80. This is, I believe, it's Shields. And then a 10-foot propane hose. This is the hose to get. It is on sale right now through Amazon. This hose, you do not need a fuel filter. This hose will not leach oil. It is the only hose made that does not need a fuel filter and will not leach oil. Now, you don't need a fuel filter with any hose if you use it after a regulator. However, this propane hose can screw directly into a 20-pound and directly into your heater, and you don't have any, because it's a different material that they use. It is the only one on the market. It's the only hose that I use, and I never use a fuel filter, and I never have an issue. So I know, and I have had that issue with other hoses as well. So this is why I recommend this one. It's $28, buy it once, and you're done. Northland Tackle still got 20% off. Otter has a few deals going right now. I believe most of these are through, well, that one was through Shields. Let me see. Frank's Great Outdoors has a bunch of these right now. So Frank's Great Outdoors, Shields, and then there's some other ones in here as well. Rappala's got the R12 heated jacket. I think this is an insulated hub that's through Dakota Angler right now. It looked pretty good for only $225. Pretty dang good deal. Strike Master, the Maven. This is you're going to see places talk about this as a deal. This is the one thing I want to call out here. The Maven 40 volt, 2 batteries in 8-inch for $580 plus the exclusive limited edition 13 fishing reel. A lot of places will say, look at this is a great deal. You're getting an extra battery plus a inline reel. What you need to know is that is the retail price for this year. That's not a deal. You literally will buy it for that price everywhere. And it always comes with the fishing reel, and it always comes with 2 batteries this year. The batteries are actually in the box. And what's interesting about the batteries that a lot of people don't know is when you buy the Maven, the specs that they tell you about in terms of the number of holes in inches per charge and all of that you can get out of it, it's with a 5 amp hour battery. They give you a 5 amp hour battery with it, but the second battery that they give you is the smaller 4 amp hour capacity battery. So they're not even giving you 2 of the bigger batteries. In fact, they actually make a 6 amp hour battery that they don't include in there. So my guess is they just had a bunch of the 4s and they wanted to say they're giving away 2 batteries. So there is a 5 and a 4 in there, but just know they are different. They look the same, but they are different. And you can read the battery and it says that they're different as well. So it's not that misleading, but you do get 2 batteries and they're in the box. The 13 fishing reel, I've heard of some places not giving them out because they didn't know they were supposed to. But if you buy a Maven from anywhere, make sure the battery is going to be in the box. So you don't need to worry about that. You'll get 2 batteries, but make sure you ask for that 13 fishing reel. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, let me show you here. It is this inline reel right here. Some people say it's a $40 value. Some say 50, some say 60, but this is the inline reel that you get. And it is I guess it's while supplies last, but my understanding is they have a ton of them. And they do show you here, it is the 4 amp and the 5 amp that you get. Battery is in the box. So there you go. Light flight laser drills they've got on sale. And then, yeah, you can see what the price of these extra batteries are if you wanted to pick them up. Stryker has some deals going right now. If you want gloves or hats, they got some deals there. Men's Predator bibs and jacket are on sale. Women's hats, Stella glove. And then the women's Stella suit right now is about half off. Again, another great deal for women's gear. And then the Youth Avenger float bibs are on sale as well. Trika, I think today's the last day. They have their ice rods for $100 right now on their website. I like their ice rods. I think they're great. At $100, I would compare it to a $150 to $200 custom rod. They've done a really nice job with these. They've got everything from an ultra light to a medium heavy, moderate action in here, from a 28-inch all the way up to 40-inch. And they're all $99 right now. And I do believe the deal ends today. So if you're looking for to try a Trika rod, this is the lowest that they put these at. I've tracked them for over a year now, and that's the lowest price that they ever dropped to. So you can still get the best deal on the Trika. Vexilar, there's a few of them in here, and these are the ones that are on sale. And then we've got all the Garmin stuff that we talked about below. So those are the deals that I know of right now. Again, link will be down below. Scan the QR code on the screen if you want to check it out. Otherwise, just go to anglerbuilt.com and click Black Friday deals, and you're good to go. Okay, next thing that I want to talk about is the St. Paul Ice Show. I don't know how many of you are planning on hitting the St. Paul Ice Show. Drop down in the comments. Let me know if you are. And we'll scroll through the comments once we get through the St. Paul Ice Show here in some of the upcoming events. But I want to talk through what to expect, because there's a lot of things to think about here. One is, when is it open? How much does it cost? This is the largest ice fishing show in the country. If you are looking for the biggest show, this is the biggest show. They say this year they have more than 190 exhibits that will be there. So if you're looking for a vendor, they're probably going to be here. You can see they've got everything from fish houses to augers, underwater cameras, digital fish finders, rods, reel. It's everything ice fishing. If they got it somewhere, it's here. This is this Friday to this Sunday. I think, do they have dates here? Friday to Sunday. As you can see here, the regular hours are 1 p.m. on Friday to 7 p.m. on Friday, Saturday 10 to 7, Sunday 9 to 4. On Friday and Saturday, you can pay an extra $25 to get in, and you can get in before these hours. So on Friday, you can get in from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. So this is a 2-hour time window that only people that pay an extra $25, because it gets crazy there, you can get in early. And then Saturday is an 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. I'm planning on going on Friday during the regular hours. I'm planning on hitting it probably right at 1 o'clock, because you got to check out the St. Paul Ice Show, right? So that is where I'm planning on being on Friday. Saturday, I'm tied up, and then Sunday, hopefully going to be on the ice, because it is getting cold around here. In terms of price points, adults are $16 to get in, and kids are $6, and kids 5 and under are free. So there you go. What to expect at the show. So a couple of different things that we want to go through here. Who are the exhibitors and what does it look like? So we've got the exhibitor list and floor plan here. A couple things we'll go through. It opened in a new tab. All right, I'm gonna take a swig of my energy drink here while this opens. All right. Same layout as previously. This is at the St. Paul Civic Center, kind of connected there to the Xcel Energy Center. And they got 2 floors. So this is the St. Paul River Center. And then they have an upper level that I'll click to, and I'll zoom in so you'll be able to see more. There's an upper level that has some more vendors as well. So on the main level, you've got basically 2 areas. You've got the big main area here that you can see. Clam is there, Otter's there. And then you've got retailers. You've got Marine General where you can buy stuff. You've got Thorn Bros up here. And then down in the corner here, you've got Reed's as well. You've got Joe's Sporting Goods here. All of these places you can buy products from. So what's really cool about the St. Paul show is you can, if there's a product that you want, you can go to any of these shops and you can see what their price is. And typically, one of them will have a better price. And sometimes, especially if it's towards the end of the show, you can haggle a little bit. Don't tell them I said that, but I know it's true. I've done it before where I'm like, hey, I really want to buy this from you, but I was seeing and your price is higher than at this retailer. If you match it, I'll buy it here. And sometimes they do it. So they probably will hate that I said that, but it does happen, and it happens a lot because for a lot of these vendors, this is the last ice show for them. And so when they especially get to Sunday, they're looking to cut deals so they don't got to pack the equipment up and sit on it all winter, right? Because then things go back up to full price. So if you are interested, that is one of the really cool things about the St. Paul Ice Show. So go try to do that if you're looking for a deal on something. The deals that you can expect are typically going to be on shelters. Expect anywhere between 10 to 20% off. 10% off on a shelter is a pretty good deal. 20% is a great deal. If you get better than 20%, I am blown away. Normally, the lowest that I see is 20% off of a shelter. And then sometimes, if you're lucky, they'll throw an extra thing in. A light kit, a travel cover, a tow bar, high facts, a hooded sweatshirt, a hat, right? So 20% is the sweet spot. I bought an Otter, the new Otter Resort sleeper. I haven't gotten it yet. I got it through Thorn Bros. I got it for 20% off when they did their deals at their place a couple of weeks ago. So hopefully they get it in here before the show and I can pick it up this week. But that is an example of what you should look to expect. On accessories, 20% off is kind of the going rate. If you're not getting 20% off of an accessory, you're paying too much, honestly, especially if you're at the St. Paul Ice Show. 20% off is the going rate. If you can get it for more than that, I've seen them go for like 25% off, and that's a great deal, and then you should pick it up. But that's kind of what you're looking at for accessories, is about that 20% mark. In terms of all of the other things like electronics, they're hit or miss, and a lot of them are price locked. They're MAP price locked. So make sure that you're just pricing to each of the others that are there at the show. Now, the way that this works is you've got this big floor here. You can see some of the vendors that are in here. We'll zoom in a little bit here. We've got Cold Snap, Firehouse Products, Rainy River Resort, Ace Customs Rods, Mad Duck Ice Rods, JR's Tackle, right? Markham, Hard and Soft Fishing. This is Acme Tackle. You've got Fox River Rod. So you've got all of these in here. Ice Castle. I'm not going to read them all. Amped, Snow Dog, Striker, Tune-Up Custom Rods. So there's a ton of them. Relevant, Norfin. These are all the names that we get excited about. This is kind of the main primary area. And then there's a couple of doorways that you can see here. You can walk through, and then you can get over to this other side where they've got Up North Sports where you can buy stuff, Camping World where you can buy stuff, and then they have some smaller vendors. They've got Garmin in terms of booth sizes, Northern Lights, Ice Hawk, which I think they're releasing a new product. Ice Hawk is at the show. Razor Ice Augers, Bait Load, Pro Guide batteries. You've got Burtec Ice, Baker's Narrow Lodge from Canada, Summit, Innovation X, Whitewater. And then you've got some shelters in here as well. I'm sorry, some wheelhouses in here and skid houses as well. Nordic Lodge. You've got Pleasureland RV Center. Core Ice Pleasureland RV Center's got a second area. Camping World's got a couple areas. Onyx Fish will be here. The Licorice Guy. I mean, if you're a licorice person, you got a 10 by 10 square foot area here. You're good to go. So this is kind of the main floor. This is where most people start. And then from there, you go upstairs. If you go upstairs, there are more. You've got more Ice Castle RVs and fish houses, ambushes up here, truck accessories direct. And then you've got line cutters, you've got big fish encounters, which is where you can buy electronics and stuff like that. Ice fishing table. Well, that's an interesting table. C&J custom rods, line cutters. I said snow bear expeditions. You've got a ton of stuff. The wolf box is, I think that's that mirror thing that you can get for your truck. Farm, an insurance company, Grundens. So you can see all the stuff that's here. There is a lot. And then this is where they've got a seminar area up here as well, in a 30 by 30 square foot area. They've got the trout pond up here, Ice Pro Trailers, Northwind Trailer Group up here as well, Black River. So that's the layout. If you want to know who all the exhibitors are that are there, on the side of the page here, we can click and open the exhibitor list. I know this is tiny. Ooh, I can make it bigger. 195 exhibitors, all sorted in alphabetical order here, and we can type them in. Let me see if I see a name in here somewhere. Let's see. Humminbird. I saw the word Humminbird in the chat, so we're going to type in Humminbird. Not in there. How about Johnson? Matt Johnson Outdoors. You'll have a booth. Johnson Outdoors must not have a booth. So they're probably just in the retailer spots. Tuned Up we saw was there. So you can see booth 237. So if I click on it, let me zoom out so you can kind of see how this works here. If we zoom out and we go back to the show floor, if I search for Tuned Up custom rods as an example, and if I click on, I know this is small, sorry. And if I click on the booth, it zooms into where it is on the map. So that way you can check it out. And this does work on your phone as well. So if you're at the show and you're like, where is that? Just pull up the website. I've got it linked down below right now in the description, and you can get to a bookmark it, text it to yourself so that way you got it, and you can check out exactly where they are at. All right, another thing that I want to talk through, and we can go through anything that you want on the St. Paul Ice Show here. I'm excited about it. I think it's a pretty cool thing. If we go back to their main page, there is a little bit of a hidden link in here. And it's right here. If you scroll down, they say, meet your favorite pros, attend seminars, and register for a chance to win great prizes like the ultimate ice fishing giveaway. If we click on this, it opens up a spot to read about what this is. And there's 5 days left, and you can enter. GS Media and Events is who is basically hosting the giveaway. So there's the ultimate ice fishing giveaway. There's technically 2 giveaways from my understanding. There's the clam package, which is a guided half-day ice fishing trip in the Twin Cities with Matt Johnson for 2 people, plus premium clam gear, including a Delta suit. That's this green suit here. $200 Clam Pro tackle package. So a ton of baits. Clam HD tackle box, 2 rod and reel combos, a Clam Slim backpack, Clam Sub-Zero boots, 2 palm hats, 2 pairs of gloves and mitts, and 2 pairs of Clam socks. And then there's an ice castle package, which is a 6.5 by 12 foot with a V special fish house that we see up here as well. How do you enter? You can enter via email, Google, Apple, or Facebook. And I think depending on how many times you share it, you can get entered in. As you can see, I have not entered in, but go check this link out. It's kind of a hidden link. So that way there's probably not too many people filling it out, but there's 5 days left. If you want to get in on that, again, it's right here on the main page. You can click on the logo, go to the main page, and then scroll down, and you'll see the link right here, kind of hidden, Ultimate Ice Fishing Giveaway. So that's another thing to know about. They've got seminars that are happening. So if we click on seminars, Friday, there is a seminar at noon and at 2, new technology and tactics, ice fishing destinations. You can see who's going to be there. I'm not going to read them all out loud, but probably some names that you recognize here, right? And then Saturday, new tech and tactics, 5 steps to break your PB crappie tomorrow. And then 5 to 7 p.m. on Saturday is the Outpost Season 3 exclusive finale viewing party. They anticipate the presentation will be standing room only. I think this will be up in that seminar area, and then Jay will be there as well. Sunday, December 7th, they've got a 12 o'clock junior ice anglers and family fun, youth ice anglers ready to answer questions and have some fun. So pretty cool seminars that are happening as well. There's directions, contact us, and you can buy your tickets here on the website. However, you cannot buy VIP tickets on the website. So just make sure that you are aware. The other thing to know is that there are early bird prizes. So the first, I believe it's 200 attendees on Friday and Saturday will receive a show only prize. Sometimes I think that's usually like a clam bucket, but make sure if you are planning on going and you get there right away, you can get those prizes. All right. Let me know if you have any questions on anything related to the St. Paul Ice Show. And then the other thing that I wanted to go through today with you all is like we're at the end of, I've got this link down below as well, the Ice Fishing Shows 25, 26. We're at the end of show season. You can see September and all of those shows are gone. October and all of these shows are gone. November and this long list of shows are gone. We're now into December, January, and February, and this is what we've got left. So I'll zoom back in here. So we've got the St. Paul Ice Fishing and Winter Sports Show again this weekend. And then there's also this weekend, the Mankato Shields Ice Fest. And then you'll see Duluth has their show the following weekend, December 12th to the 14th. And then that's the same weekend as the Wisconsin Ice Fishing Expo. So for those of you that are out in Wisconsin, that is not this weekend, but next weekend. And then all of the big shows are basically over, with the exception of when you get into January, you're going to have the Ultimate Fishing Show in Detroit. This is primarily an open water show, but there is some ice vendors there as well, kind of in that mid-season deal time frame. But that's about it. We've gotten through a lot of the ice shows already this year. So again, it is crunch time. Scan the QR code that's on the screen if you want to get deals without going to a show. These are the best deals that are going to be left. More than likely, there may be some that trickle in. Starting next week here on the FGTN show, we're going to kind of get back to not talking about Black Friday, Cyber Week, Cyber Monday, and deals all the time. We'll have some more things that we're bringing in. I've already got a pretty cool plan that I think a lot of people are going to like for next Tuesday on the FGTN show. So make sure you tune in for that. I think you guys are going to love it. Pending there's no hot news that comes off the press and we pivot, because I can always do that topic later on. I've got some really cool ideas planned out here. And of course, I'm always here dropping the latest news and updates for you as well. So make sure that you're ready. And like, ice season's here. Ladies and gentlemen, I know people that were on the ice this last weekend here in Minnesota in the Twin Cities area. And I know that I am personally getting out this next weekend too. So let me know if any of you have. Okay, let's scroll through the comments and see if we've got any questions in here. And say hi to a few people. Blaine, what's up, man? Nice to see you here. Eurotech Import Auto. Hello, sir. Let's see. Billy, member of the channel. Nice to see you here. Better to buy live scope with cyber deals or wait until the St. Paul Ice Show? Better to buy it online, honestly. If you are, this is what I would do. If you want the best deal, this is what I would do. If you have a Cabela's credit card, next Monday, go to Cabela's website and buy one of these build your own setups, which you can buy from Cabela's as well. So that's what I would do. Depending on which one you want, if you want the 9-inch or the 10-inch, the 12-inch, depending on what you want, buy it from Cabela's with the credit card. If you do not have a Cabela's credit card, I don't have a Cabela's credit card. I am not encouraging anybody to go get a Cabela's credit card. Then buy from what you see here on the website. I am 99.9% positive we will not be finding better deals at the ice show. Sometimes what you will find is some of these smaller shops will offer to cover your tax. So that is one thing that could happen. I don't think it'll happen at the St. Paul show, but sometimes you can find these smaller companies in like Facebook groups. But if you're just looking for a deal that you can buy, I would buy now. Good question. All right. Da-da-da-da-da. Halligan Outdoors Guide Service is saying FAFO Fishing new death charge soft plastic. I'll have to go check that out. Thanks for that call out there. All right. Non-deal related, but what is your favorite ice rod maker? I have used primarily Tune-Up custom rods for the last 5 years, along with Megs. I recently bought a Thorn Bros Perch Sweetheart. I'm assuming the SH stands for, and I'm excited about it. Man, I haven't used all of them. I have a lot of rods that I'm anticipating to use this year because I want to answer that question. Right now, my favorite rod manufacturer is Tuned Up Custom Rods for ice, for sure. So that is my favorite. For open water, honestly, I really like the Trika 6 and 10X rods. I do. I think Tuned Up Custom Rods does a fantastic job with their ice rods, but there's other really good ones too. I've got a bunch of custom rods that I picked up from different places. I also used to rock Thorn Bros, and I still have 2 Thorn Bros rods. In fact, I broke my favorite Thorn Bros custom ice rod last year. The tip broke on it, so I got to get that fixed this year. But look for more information coming later this year. But Tooser is what I kind of go with. They seem to have the things that I like. I love the bullwhip that they have for panfish. The Power Precision is a fantastic, my favorite walleye rod of all time. And they've got kind of everything in between as well. I am looking for a good jaw jacker rod, though. I think I'm going to start with the Predator rod from Clam this year because I'm going to use a Predator tip up, but I bought a jaw jacker that's on its way as well. So I'm looking for a good fiberglass rod. If you know of one, let me know, because here in Minnesota, we've never been able to use those, and you can't use a graphite rod for those. Good question, though. I love these questions. How long do you think the LVS 34 plus GLS 10 will be on sale for $13.99? I think it will be until right around the end of the year. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be right before Christmas or up until New Year's, but I don't believe it's ending anytime soon here. I'm working to confirm that, and once I get a confirmation, I'll share the news. But as of right now, I wouldn't anticipate it ending within the next week or so. Typically, when Garmin does these deals, they do them for a good period of time because they only do them a couple of times a year. All right. Are there any other questions here? Will you talk about deals you saw at the show Friday night? You guys want me to? You want me to go live after the St. Paul show on Friday? Since I'll be there Friday, do you want me to go live when I get home Friday night and tell you about what I saw at the St. Paul show? I'm going to be putting out, so here's the deal. I'm going to be putting out a video. I filmed some stuff at the Sioux Falls show, at the Ramsey North Metro show, and all the shows that I've been to. I filmed some stuff in terms of the cool stuff that I saw. I'm going to probably do some of that at St. Paul as well. So I'll have a video that goes out around the coolest new ice fishing gear that I saw at all the ice shows this year, all in one video. That seems to be the way that people like to watch it, is like quick, segments on all the cool gear rather than all split up into different videos. So that's why I've been waiting, and again, I'm going to pull them all together. Some of them will have standalone videos as well because they're that cool and they deserve that. So that'll be coming out. But if you want me to tell you on Friday, so that way I'm assuming, so that way should you go on Saturday or Sunday, or how are the Garmin deals in comparison to what's like? You got to let me know what you want me to go check, because I don't know if I'll be able to get every price from 195 exhibitors that are there. But yeah, let me know if you want to, and I can. You're gonna try to go Friday, Eurotech? Awesome. Love it. I think Good Sam members get a discount entry. I think you're right. I don't know what that is, but I think you're right. Let's see. We'll be at the show Friday afternoon. Cool. If you see me, yeah, flag me down and we'll chat for a little bit. Yeah, of course. There is a really good deal on amp 32 amp hour NMC battery for 200, 130 off at Dewey Ketchum and how. Cool. I will go check it out after the stream. I think there's a way. Yeah, I'll star this and then I can come back to it. And then I will I'll add it to the deals list if I can find it on their website. Good call. TR actual new member. Appreciate you supporting the channel. Really do appreciate that. I wish I could go. Don't get paid till Wednesday. I wish I could go. Yeah, I mean, you don't need to yeah, what's $16 to get in and it's on Friday. You don't need to pre-buy your ticket. So totally whatever you can do. Otherwise, these deals that are online are great too. Was hoping Frostbite was going to be there. Yeah, let me look. Is Frostbite not going to be there? I would be insanely surprised if Frostbite is not going to be here. Frostbite was at one of the Shields. So like I would be blown away if they're not here. Let me see. Frostbite. Holy smokes, they're not. Unless they're in one of the is Shields here? What the heck? Shields isn't even here. That sure is interesting. Is it showing me? Yeah, it's showing me from both. Well, let's see. Is it showing me from both floors? Ice Pro. Let's flip back over here and say Ice Pro. Yeah, no, it is. So yeah, so Shields isn't here and Frostbite's not here. Interesting. That is surprising. What do you think about the Ping Live sonar? Are you going to be making more videos on it? I will. I'll make some more videos on it this year. I have to do a firmware update. I'm going to use it on Android instead of iPad because that is now capable. So yeah, I will be doing it. I don't know if I'll do the Ping Live Mini, but I do have the full beam Ping Live that I'll probably be rocking it on. But I mean, I'm always open to trying new things too. So like if people want to see specific stuff and I hear about it enough from enough people, I absolutely will do it. I have no problem kind of going through whatever you all want to see. So Kong, thanks for bringing that up. I will make sure it is on my list. In fact, I'll star this and I'll add it in. Eurotech Import was out on the ice this last weekend. That is fantastic. Hopefully you caught something. What was your first fish of the 2025-2026 ice fishing season? Do you think there will be otter sonar sleds at the show? Yes, I think there will be. And I think the best price you're going to see is $200, $199.99, which equates to a 20% discount. That's what I paid at the first ice show of the year. I bought mine for $200 at the Ramsey show. Is Lawrence at the show? Let me look. Lawrence doesn't have its own booth, but Lawrence will I mean they have their products at a lot of the retailers, but they don't have their own booth. Garmin has their own booth. Again, it's interesting, right? Because like Lawrence is at the Sioux Falls show. They had their own booth there. It's kind of interesting. All right. Wanting to get into a flip over shelter that I can fish with one, maybe two of my kids, probably more often one. What would you recommend? Best way to avoid massive shipping fee? Best way to avoid a massive shipping fee would be to buy locally at a retailer near you, buy from an ice show, or buy from when they have the free shipping promo going. So like I think Clam Outdoors right now, I think they have got free shipping on orders over $99. Exclusions apply. I'm assuming big things don't apply. So let's look at fish traps. So you want a flip over. So here's what you have to decide here, Dash Conda. If you want yourself and 2 kids, if you do seats in it, like bucket seats, that means there's times when you're going to need 3. So that's a completely different class of shelter. If you do a bench seat, depending on how small these kids are, you can potentially get away with a bench seat and then not have to worry about it being one that has 3 seats in it. So if we look here on Clam's website, I don't care what brand you go with, but I'm just going to show you kind of what to look for, because I want to also test and see if Clam will ship it for free for you, because I know they were shipping them for free up until yesterday. So like the Yukon XT Thermal is an example. This is not going to be a bench seat. If we want a bench seat, none of the pros will have the bench seat. Well, the 300 has 3 seats in it. So we can look at the 300 here. So this is what the inside of it looks like. It's a big boy though, and it is expensive and it is not on sale. But let's just see if they are going to let me see if we can maybe find a Clam deal here. Let me see if this will. It doesn't say whether or not there's going to be shipping. I'm just trying to type it in real quick on the other page, real quick, just to see if it's going to charge shipping. No, free shipping right now, ladies and gentlemen. Free shipping on Clam's website, as long as it's over $100, including on these big flip overs. So let's go back to the fish traps, and I'll share the page again here. So what I would do is either look for one that has a bench, and I don't see any of these that have a bench in them. So you'd need, like, honestly, I'd probably go with something like Otter, I would consider for their flip overs. Let's see, X over series. So you're going to look for I think it's the XS or the XTR this year is what you're going to look for. Nope, you're going to look for the XTR. So these are the X over series shelters that they have right now. The cottage, the resort, the lodge, the cabin. If you want 2 comfortably and 3 no problem, the lodge series is a great size. You can see it's got that nice bench in it right here. This would be one that I would consider. You can go one size smaller than that, but I think it will be tight depending on how big your kids are. But here's the other thing that I like about this, and I would probably go with the lodge, because unless you have 2 really small kids, this is going to get pretty tight. But the cool thing about these bench systems here is that you can do something like this. So that way, actually, this is not a really good example. You can actually have one flat down and one up like this. So you can actually have this recline straight back. And then what you can do is, if you're out with one kid and they're bored, you can, oh, this is not the sleeper. So it won't go. Oh yeah, it will go straight back. It will go flat back. So then what you could do is have one of your kids actually sit up here. You could bring a sleeping bag or something with, or a blanket, and then they have a nice big flat area, and then you can sit up straight. That's the one thing that I like about the split bench system that they have in the cabin size and bigger with Otter. So that's a good option. Otherwise, Eskimo, because for some reason Clam didn't have any of the bench ones on their website. I think what is it? GetEskimo.com. Yeah. So Eskimo, you could look at, they're going to be the Escape series. Nope. I think we want, is it the Sierra series? Nope. We do want the Escape. Here we go. The Escape 2000 is for up to 2 anglers. 2400 is out of stock. 2600 might not be bad. This is saying, let's take a look here. Oh, this has got bucket seats in it. And this one's got a bench. The Escape 2400 might be a good one and probably a little bit cheaper. You can see it's out of stock on their website right now at $829, but you got a nice big bench. It doesn't split and go back. So if it were me, which is also part of the reason why I went with Otter, is that I went with the Otter Resort, the XTR Sleeper. It's massive, but I did it because I have a youngin as well, and if I want to bring her with, she can actually sit up there. So hopefully that's a little bit helpful for you. I'd either go Escape 2400. If you're going to go Eskimo, it's going to be a little bit tight, but it's going to be a little bit cheaper. Still a great quality shelter. Otherwise, I'd go with something like the Cottage from Otter, or the Lodge is probably what I would do, and get the XTR that has the bench. Otherwise, you're looking at 3 bucket seats, or you can get something like the Lodge Pro Series that has 2 buckets in it, and then you can get a 3rd bucket seat attachment if you want to as well. So there's a lot of options there. All right. How does the Ping Live sonar compare to the LVS 34 as in sonar quality? The LVS 34 is significantly better. Yes, but they're in completely different price spectrums as well. Better to buy a rod online with those deals or wait until the show? I held off from the Black Friday sales, trying to hold out for this weekend. Thoughts? At this point, you're probably going to get the same deals on rods at the show, other than the Clam rod. So there's a couple of deals depending on what you're looking at here. So Clam, let me take this off of the screen here. So Clam has the Jason Mitchell meat stick for $35 right now. This is just the rod. That's $10 off. I don't think we're going to see it for $10 off at one of the shows. Sorry. The Jason Mitchell meat stick. This is one of my favorite, just like all around rods at a pretty good price point of $35. Otherwise, the Jason Mitchell, nope, that is a flip over. The Katana combo is $45 right now, which if we choose an option here, whoa. Of course, I choose the expensive one. That's the only one that's more expensive. But they've got ultralights, mediums, medium lights, noodles. Like here's a 32-inch ultralight. Katana combo, normally $90, half off right now. You will not find deals like this at the ice show. So the ones that are on this Black Friday list, if they pique your interest, you're better off buying them online because you won't get these deals at the show. So it's the Katana combo. And then I thought there was one more in here. Oh, there's 2 more. They have the Scepter combo for $40 and the Tatsumi combo for $60 as well. These are all really good deals. The Scepter combo, if we click on this puppy here, $39.99 down from $80. So this is half off as well. And then we've got the Tatsumi, which is $59.99, half off, down from $120. If you want any of those ones that we just talked about, get them here. Is Trika going to be there? We didn't look to see if Trika is going to be at the ice show. They are not. So if you want a Trika rod, buy the Trica rod online as well, because they will not have it for $100 at the ice show. All right, scrolling through, just trying to find questions here. Are we still thinking Eagle Eye 9 if you don't want to make the jump to Garmin Live Scope? Here's what you need to think about. If you go to the Eagle Eye 9, especially $800, you're like, even if you use it for a year or two and you decide you want to upgrade, you have to sell it. You can't upgrade that system. You can't get the full beam transducer and hook it up to that screen. You can't. So you'd have to sell it. The nice thing is if you buy it at $800, you're probably going to be able to sell it in a year or two. My guess is right now for $600-ish. So you're $600 to $650 probably. So you're not going to lose a bunch of money on it, given you've gotten a couple of years of use out of it. So they hold their value fairly well. That's one thing to know. Now, if you already know you want to get Live Scope, but you just don't want to pull that full trigger right now, what I would recommend is actually doing one of these. You're not going to get forward-facing sonar this year, but what I would probably do is at the bottom of the deals page here is I've got what's called Get Ready for Live Scope and Upgrades. I would right now personally lean you towards the 9-inch, but if you want to, you can go with the 7-inch. It's a smaller screen, but you can get a 7-inch Garmin screen. This is a Live Scope compatible screen. The GT10 transducer is an ice fishing transducer like you would get out of a flasher. In my opinion, it's better. You get the HD Innovation Shuttle and then the battery. This is a incredible flasher unit. So you'll have a flasher screen on it. You'll also have maps in it, and you'll be able to use it like an amazing non-forward facing sonar unit. And then when you are ready to spend the money to buy a Live Scope transducer, heck, go on Marketplace and find an LVS 32 system for $700 and add it in here. The used market is great. But if you want to, or you buy new, you get to keep all of this. And all you need to do is add the Live Scope transducer and a pole, and then potentially upgrade the battery if you want to. But that's it. You can then use the same stuff. If you want to upgrade the screen to a bigger size in the future, take the screen out, put a bigger screen in. These are built in a way that you can use it for ice fishing in a flasher mode or 2D, etc. And then upgrade piece by piece to get you into Live Scope when you are ready. So that's what these are for here. But if you don't think you'll ever want to go the full Live Scope route, and you think a narrower beam will fit your style just fine, and you typically jig straight up and down in your one hole and you don't share your transducer, the Eagle Eye is fantastic. And it's a great deal for that price point. If you are in a shelter where you want to share and kind of have your Live Scope, I'm using as a generic term, your forward-facing sonar, your live imaging, to share across multiple holes, the Eagle Eye is a really hard unit to do that with, unless you put it outside in forward mode and point it across the holes, because that beam angle is so short on it. It is so narrow on it. So that's what I would say about that. What flip over should I get that holds the most amount of people, but it's still pullable by hand? Depends on what you consider pullable by hand. I think that, sheesh, maybe the Eskimo 2800, 2600. They're actually a lighter. Let's go look. Let's see, how much do those weigh? So the 2600. Oh, but you want to fit the most people possible, because neither of these are bench seats. Because I was thinking size, like these are bigger, but you need a bench. Ooh. You're probably, I mean, you're going to need a bench seat. Because like immediately, like this is the one that would be awesome to go with. Let me show you what this one, the fish trap, this guy, the X400 It's got this thing is sweet. Oh my gosh, they don't even show it. Here it is. So you get 4 seats. So it's a tub, and then you've got 2 people that sit this way, and then the hub the canvas opens the other way as well, and you can fish to this side. So to this side, to this side. So this is what it looks like. It's all in one tub, but how much does this thing weigh? 190 pounds. You're not pulling this by hand. Here's what I would do though. You're going to need a heavy sled because if you go bench seats, they're not light either. So what I would do is if you want to pull by hand is build a Smitty sled. It's a couple of skis on some 2x4s or 2x6s tied across the top. You can make it out of scrap wood. You can go to, a Goodwill or something and find some old used skis for $20, screw them on, and you're good to go. It will make even a 200-pound system pull with 2 fingers, no problem, across the ice in through the snow. So that's what I would probably do. This is probably aggressive for you, but I would then just go with a bigger, either a bench seat or, that's where you're going to fit the most people. Otherwise, the biggest shelters, flip over shelters, only have 3 seats, with the exception of this one here. If you want to have a lot of people, like the best thing to do is to go to a hub house style. Are the Eskimo seats very comfortable? I like them. Some people don't like them. They are the mesh net style. Honestly, the background, one of the companies that Artisan also has, who's the parent company of Eskimo, is they do a lot in the archery and hunting industries as well. And that's where they have like the seats that they use for those, where you're actually sitting there for a very long time. They make out of the same material, and they're highly rated in that industry. And they use this same technology in the ice fishing shelters. I like them. I personally like them better than the cloth ones, but personal preference. The cushy, nice padded seats are nice as well. Eskimo 2800, you could probably fit 4 people with 2 chairs. That's a good point. Some of these bigger flip overs, they have so much square footage in front that you could throw a couple of those like triangle chairs or whatever in there as well, or buckets that people can sit on. That's a good point. All right. On that note, we've been live for an hour 12. You got an hour left in the day where some of these deals are going to end. So check out the links that are down below or the QR code that is right up here if you want to check out any of the Cyber Week deals. And then next week, we're kind of back to our regular programming. Drop down in the comments or in the live chat if you want to have me go live this Friday after the St. Paul show, and I'll see if I can't pull it off and let you know how the show went, if there's any good deals. Let me know what you want to see. If you want me to go live, tell me what you want to know about the St. Paul Ice Show, because there's a lot to look at, and I want to make sure that I can fill you in on what you want to know. So appreciate each and every one of you. Tight lines. Remember, early ice is all about safety. Make sure you got your float suit if you got one. Use the buddy system. Bring a throw rope. Bring your ice picks. Make sure that you're prepared. Your spud bar, check the ice. No fish is worth dying for. And make sure that you have fun while you're out there and get on the ice. Hopefully I'll see some of you out there this next couple of weeks or at the St. Paul Ice Show. Until next time, take it easy.